Welcome back to Jack's Jam, and today I'll be talking about the World Cup and my thoughts on the England team. I will be in the country for the England's group games. However, I will be in Crete for if they get any further. So fingers crossed I'll be able to watch it from there. Anyway, that's enough about me. My team, I would go with a 3-4-3 formation. Obviously, I expect there'll be a lot of people criticising this because everyone has a different opinion on the England team. Like, you know, there's 11 players to choose from, and it is quite difficult to choose from. Anyhow, I would go with Joe Hart in goal.
Joe Hart. Oh, God.
Yes, Lewis, I would go with Joe Hart in goal. I know you don't like it, but I would go with Joe Hart. Mainly because he's been England #1 for a while. Like, I know he does make his mistakes. I know, like, you know, but I do think he's most capable, like, in terms of, like, he's a good shot stopper. I think his handling, you know, can be a bit shaky. You know, he does the occasional mistake he does make. I look at the others, like Fraser Forster, he's been dropped at the moment for Alex McCarthy, maybe not, like, you know, possible solution. Jordan Pickford, like, you know, is a big guy. Like, you know, I'd have him as second. I think he's doing well, but I still think he's fairly young. Obviously, you've got Tom Heaton, just maybe come back from injury. Nick Pope's there. And
the mighty Jack Butland.
Mighty Jack Butland, of course. Like, obviously Stokes #1. Like, obviously, like, I don't know, like, is he good enough? I'm not really sure. He doesn't really have hasn't as many England caps. Hasn't really, like, you know, been there as many as the other England goalkeepers has, like Joe Hart. So I would stick with Joe Hart. Three at the back, I would go with on the left side. I would have Harry Maguire, because I think he's a good centre half for Leicester. I think he's had a good season. Obviously, at whole last year he was good. Obviously they went down in the end, but when Marcus Silva came, he was very instrumental to their defence. He made it better. He sorted that out. So I think I have him as a left-sided. The reason I have left-sided is because I'd have John Stones in the middle. Obviously, the footballing centre half, most footballing centre half normally does play in the middle of a back three, so he'll bring it out more. And on the right side, I'd have Michael Keane, so Harry Maguire on the left, because I'm not really 100% sure. Me and Lewis were debating this, whether he plays left-sided or Wes Morgan plays left-sided for Leicester. But I do think as though he's more able to be on both, be more confident on both feet than Michael Keane is. And obviously John Stones is the footballing one. I'd have him over Michael Keane, because Michael Keane obviously plays right back, and I think he's more familiar just with his right foot. Obviously playing right back means that he's more confident with his right than he is with his left. So I'd have him obviously as the right-sided centre half. So moving on to my four in the midfield, or more like like wing backs and then two centre midfielders. I'd have Danny Rose, left wing back. I think there's not a lot really better out there than there's not really a lot better than Danny Rose, left wing back. I think obviously Luke Shaw's an option. He's been injured. I don't really know as a left back a left wing back if he's going to be really as good. And probably not as pacey. Ryan Bertrand's, I know he's average. I think he's okay. I don't think he's quite England quality. But I think Danny Rose has got to be the first choice. Obviously he hasn't really played as much this season. He has been injured. Ben Davies has been ahead of him at Spurs. But no, I think I would still have him as left wing back, because I haven't got a lot of options really. I got Aaron Cresswell is there, kind of. He started well at West Ham, sort of faded a bit. And the other one, Kieran Gibbs at West Brom, he's sort of, he's never really been good enough. Moving on to the right side, it's very debatable, because I was never really a Kyle Walker fan, if I'm being honest, but I would have him as right wing back. I think he's done better at Man City. I didn't really like him at Spurs. It frustrated me because he never really took his attacker on. But then again, that can be a good thing, because it can suggest that he is defensively minded. Obviously, he does use his pace to his advantage a lot. I do think as though he wouldn't be as good as he was if he wasn't as quick as he is. But obviously, that's one of his attributes that he has. Obviously, picking him over Kieran Trippier is a bit difficult. I think four at the back, I think I would have Trippier. But I think as a five at the back, I think you need that. I think it's vital for that pace in your wing-back department. I think Trippier does lack it. I think Trippier puts a good ball in, so I think he would be my second choice. But yeah, I'd have Kyle Walker. And then obviously Kieran Trippier there. Not being Spurs biased or anything. Centre midfielders, again, not being Spurs biased. I think I would go with Eric Dier. I think there's very few England players that really played for England, played for a top club like Tottenham. obviously. And obviously, I think no one really like sits the way he does, sort of holds his position the way he does. I do think sometimes his passing ability is a bit questionable. I think sometimes a bit short, a bit poor pass sometimes, like like. But I don't think he's brilliant, but I don't think there's a lot better that really would play like where he does play really at holding midfield. Anyway, but like as a sort of more defensive one. The other centre midfielder, I know there's a lot of haters out there, but I would go Jordan Henderson.
Jordan Henderson.
I would go Jordan Henderson,
Oh,
Lewis.
God.
Jordan Henderson. I think he's a centre midfielder, obviously by trade. Obviously, he's always sort of been a centre midfielder. I think he gets about the pitch quite well. Like watching him for Liverpool, like obviously at the moment, I believe he's injured. At the moment, he's injured for Liverpool. I'd like to think he would walk into the team afterwards. I think he'll replace Chan, hopefully, or Wijnaldum. Just going back to last night's embarrassing Liverpool defeat by Swansea. So I think he would sort of get back in the team. I think, obviously, I think he gets back the pitch well. I think he sort of makes good interceptions around. I think he has a good passing ability. He's not overly slow. He's sort of he's got good stamina in there. So as not a versatile player, but like a midfielder that's got a good move. If you've got one that's dear holding, and then sort of one that's moving around in Jordan Henderson, I think that'd be a good centre midfield partnership for England. Anyway, the front three now. On the left wing, kind of sort of drifting in LAM sort of thing. I don't really like him out wide, but Dele Alli, I'd have him left attacking midfield, less option to go wide as possible, more through the middle. I think he prefers through the middle. I think he's more prolific through the middle. Obviously, youngster, doing well for England, doing well for Spurs this year. Been a bit quiet this year. Has been a bit, not as good as he has been. But then again, I don't know if that's because he's had brilliant seasons and he's just having a good season this year, maybe. But yeah, I think he's creative. I think you've got to have him in there. I think he can do wonders for the England team. I think I think you've got to have him in there for for something that he'd be able to pull some really good stuff out and do some really good things for England. I think Sterling obviously on the other side. I think I'd have Ali and Sterling behind my striker. I'm sort of debating whether to have two of Ali, Sterling and Rashford. I think at the moment I'm thinking Ali and Sterling. I think Sterling definitely because he's done well this season. I do have a sneaky feeling with him that he'd have a tendency to drift out in the country for England. I do have a bit of a worry that maybe he wouldn't be as consistent for England. But I think based on his current form, I think it's a no-brainer. I think Gareth Southgate would be pretty silly to not have Raheem Sterling in his starting 11 for his first game. Definitely, I think he's had a very good season. He's scored a lot of goals. I think it's only Kane and Salah that are in front of him for goals this season. I might have changed actually. I think that was a few weeks ago. But anyway, obviously he's had a good season, playing for a top of the league Man City side. Almost people thought they'd go unbeaten. So obviously that's very good for England. But yeah, obviously, and Marcus Rashford, Jesse Lingard as well. Let's not forget him as well. They've sort of done well at Man United this season. Obviously, I don't really know if I'd start them both, but obviously I think I'd definitely be bringing them both on, no matter what the score is, sort of thing. I think they're always good. They will always be good for fresh legs, taking on some weaker legs, going on towards the end of the game. And then obviously, I think it does go without saying, but Harry Kane.
Harry Kane?
Harry Kane?
Really? Jamie
Vardy? Yeah, Harry Kane. I think...
Charlie Austin.
Charlie Austin, yeah, up the Saints. So this is mentioned Saints in there, good trip, 4-1 win for the old Saints against Everton a few months back. For me, that was. Another stadium for the old list. Gets up there. Anyway, Harry Kane, a good striker. Obviously scoring goals for Spurs.
Troy Deeney.
Oh, you've Troy Deeney. We can say Daniel Sturridge next, or Danny Welbeck. Harry Kane up front, obviously. Scores goals, obviously. You've got to go with him. I don't think there's anything else. Hopefully, he won't be on corners. Hopefully, he'll be heading them in like he did up at Southampton the other day. Or down at Southampton, sorry, should I say. Yeah, obviously, want him in the box. Corner taker. Who do you have a corner taker in that team, really? Who do you really have? Sterling or
Henderson?
Yeah, you would have Henderson, I suppose, wouldn't you? Yeah. Anyway, let's not talk about set pieces. That's Gareth Southgate's job. I'm just here to give him his starting 11. To be honest, I'm not here to go set pieces. If you want set pieces, then give me a bell. But I've been Crete, so Anyway, Anyway, let's hold up thing now. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.